السلام عليكم. Ministry of Education of Jahra Educational Area ELT Supervision. This is a revision of Units 7, 8 and 9 for Grade 6. The first question, which is about vocabulary. Choose the correct answers from A, B, C, and D. You have 4 questions in this group. You should read the questions. Try to understand what they mean. You should read and understand each sentence. We are going to read them. Number 1. You need a for playing tennis. What do you need for playing tennis? Racket, bacteria, cancer, prize. And the answer is racket. Number 2. Some people might their homes in the floods. Export, lose, reflect, blow. The answer is lose. Number 3. They will travel for treatment. Hard, sadly, simply, abroad. You should understand the sentence first. They will travel for treatment. They will travel abroad for treatment. Number 4. Poor people suffer from diseases in poor countries. Straight, bright, fatal, contaminated. The answer is fatal diseases. In this group, you see that you have 4 questions and 4 choices. This is the first group of vocabulary. Moving on to the next group, which is related to vocabulary questions, but it is fill in the spaces with words from the list. You should read the words first in the list and understand them. subject, final, received, chemistry, invented. As we said, you should understand these words, then start answering the questions. Number 1. Scientists knew things to make our life easy and comfortable. Scientists invented new things to make our life easy and comfortable. Number 2. Ali some emails yesterday. Try to think of this sentence and see the words on the list and try to choose one. Ali received some emails yesterday. In number 3, we should study hard for the space exam. We should study hard for the final exams. Number 4, my favorite at school is maths. Think carefully of the question. Try to understand the sentence. My favorite at school is maths. My favorite subject at school is maths. Now we are moving to the next question, which is reading comprehension. You are asked to read the passage and answer the questions. This is a passage of 2 paragraphs. Fruit flies are tiny. Fruit flies are tiny insects that are attracted to fruits and vegetables. The flies not only eat the fruit, they also lay their eggs there. A single fruit fly can lay up to 500 eggs on the surface of a piece of fruit. Within 8 days, the fruit flies that hatch from these eggs are full adults that can then lay their own eggs. As you can see, what might start out as a small fruit fly problem can become very large very quickly. Although there is a chance fruit flies can carry germs onto your food, this is not very likely. Fruit flies are annoying, but they probably will not hurt you because they are such nuisance. However, most people want to get rid of these pesky bugs as quickly as possible. Some people use pesticides sprays on the fruit flies. Although this will kill the flies, it will also spread harmful poison all over your kitchen. Luckily, there is also a completely safe way for you to get rid of fruit flies in your house. Now we are going to start with the questions. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, and D. The best title for this passage is Vegetables, Bugs, Fruit Flies, Pesticides. What was the main idea of the passage? What did the passage talk about? You should think of these questions and try to find the best title for this passage. The best title for this passage here is Fruit Flies. As used in paragraph 3, a nuisance is something that A. makes you angry, B. can be dangerous, C. grows fast, D. is very small. And here you want to think of the meaning of this word. It means makes you angry. Number 3, the underlined pronoun they in line 7 refers to what? A. fruit flies, B. food, C. jams, D. a chance. It refers back to fruit flies. Number 4. The purpose of the writer is to spread harmful poison, B. annoy the readers, C. start out a small fruit fly problem, D. find a way to kill flies. The answer is find a way to kill flies. This is the purpose of the writer. Answer the following questions. 5. What does the writer want to convey to the reader in the second paragraph? In fact, he wants to convey the danger of using pesticides. Number 6. Why couldn't some people use pesticide sprays on fruit flies? Depending on your understanding of the text, you should write your answer. Because it is unhealthy and may cause them diseases. That's why. Now we come to the question of the grammar. Choose the correct answer from the choices. Oil carried, is carried, are carried by tankers to other countries. An oil tanker will, couldn't, won't reach its destination next week to the US. I don't know. Oil will, might, won't be carried by pipelines. Kuwait is a well-known oil producer. It is he, isn't it? Now, we are going back to the first sentence. Oil, here you have passive voice. Oil, you are between two choices, is carried or are carried. Oil is carried by tankers to other countries. An oil tanker will, this is for the future. I don't know. Oil might be carried by pipelines. Kuwait is a well-known oil producer. Here you have a question tag, isn't it? Do as shown between the brackets. Number 1. Last week, I find a lost boy crying in the street. You need to correct the verb. The word last here, it refers to past simple. So you should put the verb in the past simple, which is V2. Find changes into found, F-O-U-D. Found, F-O-U-N-D. Number 2. They aren't the science teachers. The sentence here is negative. You need to write the tag question. It should be in the positive form. Aren't changes into are they. This is the writing task. Describe the picture using the guide words. You need to write 6 sentences. Water, these are helping words. Important, cooking, washing, farming, and you have save. These are helping words you can use in your writing. You write your paragraph, which is about 6 sentences. Here, you should leave a space or an indentation at the beginning of the paragraph. The last question is the spelling question. Fill in the missing letters. Number 1, Petrol is the source of energy. Number 2. Fortunately, the experiment showed positive results. In the first sentence, you have two missing letters in each word. You have two words in the first one, and you have two words in the second sentence. Petrol, you have two missing letters, the E and the R. Source, you have two missing letters, U and C. The second sentence, fortunately, you have O and you have T. The experiment, you have the two missing letters are I and N. These are the questions as they come in the exam. This is a sample for exam questions. Thank you. This is a revision of units 10, 11, and 12 for grade 6. We are going to have some questions for grade 6 as exam questions come. The first section is about vocabulary. It is known that it is a multiple choice question. Choose the correct answers from A, B, C, and D. First of all, I want to assure you, be sure that you know all the vocabulary items that you have learned about during these units 10, 11, and 12. You should know all the meanings of these words. You should read the sentence thoroughly and understand it. Be careful when you read the sentence. Try to read it until it ends. Don't read halfway. Number 1. You need a for playing tennis. The choices: racket, smoke, forest, e-card. Of course, you need a racket for playing tennis. Number 2. Mobile phones are used too with other people. The choices: stretch, grow, link, communicate. Think of the sentence. What do you use the mobile phones for? What do you use them for? Try to guess which is the best answer for you. Stretch, grow, link, communicate.
course, we say mobile phones are used to communicate with other people. Number 3, students should study for the exams. Ask yourself, how should students study? You have the choices: approximately, really, hard, sadly. And the answer is hard. Students should study hard for the exams. In number 4, there are some volcanoes in Australia. Similar, active, boring, fantastic. There are some active volcanoes in Australia. This is the first group of questions, which is about vocabulary. As we said, that you should know the meanings of all these words to answer the multiple choice question here. And at the same time, you should read the sentence carefully and understand it. Then try to find the answer. Moving on to the second section, which is also related to vocabulary items, but here you have fill in the spaces with words from the list. The words are experience, hilly, took part in, volcano, joined. Make sure that you know all these words. These are 5 words and the sentences are 4. Then you should exclude one of these words. One of them is out. Number 1, there are no areas in the desert. It is a flat. There are no hilly areas in the desert. It is a flat. Number 2, Ali, the championship last year. Ali took part in the championship last year. Number 3, the players, the club, to practice more. The players joined the club to practice more. Number 4, gives out hot rocks and liquid. What is it? Try to think. What is the thing that gives out hot rocks and liquid? It is the volcano. So the volcano gives out hot rocks and liquid. Moving on to reading comprehension, in which you have a passage and you have some questions about that passage. You should read the text carefully, try to understand it, and then answer the questions that you have below. Read the following passage, then answer the questions below. This is a passage here, which is, I'm going to read it. Webs help spiders hold eggs. Many spiders like to lay their eggs in their webs. The webs help keep the eggs together. Webs help spiders keep their eggs safe. Webs help spiders hide. Most spiders are dark. They are brown, gray, or black. but spider webs are light. They are white and cloudy. When spiders hide in their webs, they are harder to see. Webs help spiders catch food. Spider webs are sticky. When a bug flies into the web, it gets stuck. It moves around, it tries to get out, but it can't. It is trapped. Spiders can't tell that the bug is trapped. That's because the spiders feel the web move. And the spider is hungry. The spider goes to get the bug. As you can see, webs help spiders hold eggs. Webs help spiders hide. And webs help spiders catch food. Without webs, spiders wouldn't be able to live like they do. Spiders need their webs to survive. This is the passage. We are going to move to the questions. Understanding the passage is essential here. It is basic for the student to answer the questions. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, and D. In number 1, the best title for this passage. What is it? What does the passage talk about? What is the main thing? What is the main idea? A, spider colors. B, spider eggs. C, spider webs. D, pesticides. The answer is spider webs. The passage is, or the best title for this passage is spider webs. Number 2. As used in paragraph 3, a trapped is something that. Here, what's the meaning of this word? What does it mean, trapped? You are given choices: stuck, hidden, eaten, kept. The answer is trapped doesn't mean hidden. Trapped doesn't mean eaten. Trapped doesn't mean kept. It means stuck. Question number 3. The underlined pronoun it in line 6 refers to. What does it refer to? Food, spider, web, a bug. It refers back to a bug. It refers back to a bug. Number 4. The purpose of the writer is to explain why bugs are caught. B. Why spiders spin webs. C. Start out a small fruit fly problem. D. Find a way to kill flies. The answer is why spiders spin webs. This is the purpose of the writer, is to explain why spiders spin webs. The second group of questions for this comprehension passage. Number 5. What does the writer want to say to the reader? What do you think? He wants to say that spiders make their webs for many purposes to survive. Number 6. How do webs help the spiders. Webs help spiders hold eggs. This is one point. Webs help spiders hide. This is another. And webs help spiders catch food. This is third purpose. So you have many answers for this question. Moving to grammar, choose the correct answers in brackets. Salim is good at running, runs. He is quickest than Rashid. Last year, Salim won the race. Unfortunately, Rashid has got any prizes yet. Getting back to the beginning, Salim is good at. It is an adjective. What comes after this adjective is the ing form. He is quickest than Rashid. Here you have a comparison between two people, Salim and Rashid. Who is quicker? Salim is quicker than Rashid. Last year, Salim won the race. Why here do you have simple past? Because you have this expression which is last year. It's something that happened in the past. Then you choose V2. Past simple. Unfortunately, Rashid has got any prizes yet. This sentence, as you see, you have yet. And you have unfortunately, which carries the negative meaning. So, Rashid hasn't got any prizes yet. Yet, this word comes only with a negative structure. The second part or section of a grammar, do as shown between brackets. Number 1, next week I, between brackets, travel to Dubai. You are asked to correct the verb. Next week, this expression refers to what? It refers to future. So, next week, I'm going to travel to Dubai. In number 2, Kuwait is a small country. Tag question. You have is and you have Kuwait. You choose the negative form of is. So, isn't it? Moving to writing skill, write a paragraph of 6 sentences about your favorite sport. The following guide words may help you. You have these 2 pictures. You know what you are going to write about. So, it is football, favorite, sport, team, players. You should write 6 sentences. Everything should be clear. Your sentence should include 3 elements: subject, verb, and object. You should leave an indentation at the beginning of the paragraph. Then you complete your paragraph to 6 sentences talking about your favorite sport, which is football. The last section here, which is spelling, fill in the missing letters. In number 1, you should study all the subjects for the final exam. Number 2, smoke is getting out of the cars that work with petrol. In the first sentence you have 2 words. Each word has got 2 missing letters. You should write them. In the second sentence also you have 2 words and you have 2 missing letters in each word. You should write them down. Subject, final. Smoke, petrol. You should know all these words, the spelling words, how to write them in order to fill in the missing letters. That's all. Thanks for listening and bye-bye.